Hello and welcome to the secret history living in your aquarium. So, boy, you don't need to look down the hall, right, guys? How's everybody doing? I hope you're doing well because I'm doing all right. I've got a big balloon. It says Happy New Year's, and I want it to say that all year long. Uh, I had a bit of an issue. I was gathering, so long story short, and it's related to tannins and Blackwater. I was gathering the leaves, which I have been dry curing from my magnolia tree. It's a sweet magnolia tree from an American sweet magnolia, and it is a beautiful tree. It's huge. It's over 100 years old, and I figured, when we first moved in that it wasn't getting good nutrients. So what I decided to do was dump all the fish water, and like whenever I clean a filter, whenever I do a water change from one of my tanks that is just absolutely chock full of plants. So like the tank in there. I make sure that it goes to that tree specifically. And we've also replanted some of the topsoil around it, so that should help soak in and everything. And then we can see where the roots go for like 20 feet down the yard. And we've actually followed that path to dump buckets of water there. So we've been doing this for 2 years now. And we could definitely see a difference in how strong the blooms were, and also the blooms had a hint of purple, and it could just be in my head. It could all just be due to swamp gases and the light reflecting off Venus or whatever. But no, it could be due to seasonal variations. But this year, the leaves, some of them were straight purple, like the whole bud was purple and beautiful. And so I thought, it's got to be all this poopy fish water. I mean, there's a lot that goes out there every couple days. It's getting that. So, anyways, this year, now that that tree is looking super healthy, we also cut it back the first year, and so it's growing out its canopy properly and all that. It's producing the year that we trimmed it, it actually produced less leaves. We could tell that just by when we bought the house how many leaves were on the ground. So then a year later, we can see, all right, there's a less leaves definitely than when we moved in. Well, this year the leaves were insane. There were tons of leaves, tons of buds, and that's kind of the pattern you'd expect when you trim and help a tree that's been kind of chugging and struggling along. Well, I have been collecting the leaves as they fall, but it's been snowing, it's been raining, there's been all these issues, and we finally got a couple days of some kind of dry weather right in my specific neighborhood. It's been dry for 3 days, and the last of the leaves have fallen from the tree recently. But a lot of the leaves this year too got this leathery texture that I've never seen before on those trees. And I think it's because of the frost, and I think it's a response to the frost. Well, I happen to have some leaves from last year and some leaves from this year, and I put them in water about 2 weeks ago when I started, 2 or 3 weeks ago, when I started really working on all these tannin episodes that we have been seeing on the channel lately. If you're into that long form audio based format type thing, so I want to basically sell bundles of things that I find useful tannin wise, and kind of sell it as I feel bad. I do sell my shrimp from time to time, but with fish, usually I used to sell guppies and danios and rare stuff. But now, unless I see you face to face and we're swapping, or somebody is handling the transaction where they know they've got like a cooler and a heater or whatever is needed for the conditions that day, and they won't be in the bag long. I don't like to to I don't know. lose fish. And one, it risks the channel and me seeming like a jerk or irresponsible, or I don't know, just not good at shipping. And two, it kills a creature, and so that bums me out. So this time I was like, well, maybe I could do like a little packet with some stickers and some botanicals and things with tannins that are um, interesting. And then also I was thinking of doing one with tannins and botanicals that don't stain the water as much. So the gallic acid tannins and the the your I'm gonna get it wrong. Uraxanthine uh, phenols, which are, they break down into humic or humic acid. Humic, I think, is pretty much the agreed upon way to say that. But anyways, humic acid is something that people sometimes will even buy, and it's basically what plants like a blend of plants will oftentimes break down into leaf duff in the forest, just kind of like a, an amalgam of all the different leaves, and that then becomes slightly acidic. So you can take that and extract the oil from it, and then the oil is essentially an acid and a mixture of all the phenols, which tannins are a phenol, but not all phenols are tannins. But you get this kind of stew of acid that isn't super dark. Whereas some tannins, like the pyro gallic acid and the saprotrophic acids that are associated with the pyrogallic tannins, they're darker, like alder cones and things, and they're associated with the antifungal, antibacterial, and some of the more extreme behaviors, as far as when they've noticed in the lab, it's fighting off diseases, viruses, fungi, things like that. And a lot of things that are aromatic have some degree of that ability. So it's not like some, oh my gosh, they're going to cure cancer for sure with this. But it is something to take note of, because the more ways we learn how to stop or prevent the mutations or the cells from existing or being replicated, that's a good thing. But all that is to say that I want to put together a kit that is the good tannins uh, in one kit that is definitely supposed to change your pH and or make the water darker. And then in the other option, I wanted to make a kit with things like bamboo leaves, coconut leaves, palm fronds, and a number of other things, almond or catappa shells, um, uh, and then even acorn caps from the blonde colored ones, things like that, so that it's for people who may want the tannins and the chemical properties, but they don't want their tank to be so dark, and they don't necessarily want a Blackwater biotope. They just want their shrimp to have something to munch on. They want their fish or betta or whatever it is, if they're breeding them, their fry to have something for infusoria and aufux to grow on them and things like that. So I want to say hi to who's in here, but I just thought I'd give you guys a shout out or a preview of what is to come. But the moral of the story is Alex was picking through leaves on the ground, on the grass, on a windy day, which was helping to finish drying the leaves, and I was making sure, looking at each one, that it had a nice shape, that it was still rigid. It wasn't like, just the skeletonized leaf that already had fungal or bacterial growth on it, and trying to find like the best of them. And then I might even sort them first by extra large, then buy extra small, and then that will give me 3 sizes inherently after I get through it. But I have a trash can that took me 6 hours to collect all the dry, pristine looking leaves. And so that may be insane, but in my head, I want to put together these grab bags for like say $20, and then people can order them, and they'll have like maybe 10 different botanicals and like 2 to 4 or 5 of each one, and then maybe even like a little sticker or something. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Or maybe a sticker is add to it, and there'll be a print. It just depends on how shipping can be worked out best for pricing. So like flat rate small boxes, anything that would fit in that, like that's about the amount of stuff that I'm thinking, so that it could be limited to around $10, but still get there in a timely manner, and not add a ton to the price like some ways of mailing. But while I was out there picking through everything, uh, in and some of it was still really wet from the rain a few days ago. I'm touching all sorts of mold and mildew and damp sticks and logs. And as a kid, I always did that, and there was never a problem. But as an adult, I do it, and I think you guys can probably see my eyes, the amount that the skin around them is swollen. And this is after I took 2 Benadryl. But needless to say, I don't drink, and I'm sober. And tonight you're getting a bit of an intoxicated, woozy Alex because of that, plus the steroids that I have to be on, and a number of other medications I have to be on. It definitely doesn't. It's not helping my mental acuity. So you'll get to bear with me and bear witness. But how's everybody doing? I hope you guys are doing well tonight. I was thinking we could look at any questions folks have in the chat, and I can go through those. If you want to address me, do at Fishery or at The Secret History Living in Your Aquarium. Either way should light up and work. Even a "Hey Alex" should probably get my attention, but I figure we just go for a while. And I know Primetime Aquatics is going to be streaming around 20 minutes from now or 15 minutes from now. And I really do appreciate them and the two of them. And I don't want to stomp over their time terribly. So I really just kind of wanted to say hi, Happy New Year's, and then also maybe look at some of the tannin options, see if anybody had any questions to follow up with the videos that came out and or podcasts, depending on how you want to absorb it. But yeah, so Gardoki's Playground, what's going on? Aqua Garden Zen, hello. Are you one of the Zens that's just changed your name with Aqua Garden in it? Just curious. And then there's Coro, there's Bill Coleman, Joe MTL, your average fish keeper, Jeff Kane, Sage Lindsay, hello. Sketty Nona, what is going on? Who else is hiding in here? Do 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 do. Do you guys have C's chocolate where you live? Speaking of tannins, man, I could go for a vanilla cream dark chocolate mocha C's chocolate. Oh man, that would be good right now. I've had a vanilla craving last few days. Another phenol, and also I believe that's a phenol, and I think there's another name for the part of the aroma. There's several kinds of vanilla though, so it's probably different for each of them. Jose Torres, what's up? Does anybody have any tips? Hold on. Does anybody have, oh, and somebody super chatted me. I didn't miss that. I did see that. I hope I haven't missed any others, but Chance Larson wrote Dr. Pepper Fund. Oh, thank you kindly. Is much appreciated. Especially because I'm gonna need some caffeine, some soda, some whatever, some go-go juice to counter the Benadryl, because the Benadryl just makes your eyes want to close even more than the swelling in your eyes does. If, I don't know if anybody has had problems with seasonal allergies, you guys know the pain. The horror. Nirvana Aquatics, what's going on? Good to see you. Love seeing your account on Vivi and love seeing your posts on social media on Instagram. Beautiful stuff you're always up to. Amisa, what's going on? Or Amissa. Linda Worth, what's going on? Who else am I missing here? Sky Dancer, what's going on? Good to see you too. That is a very nice surprise. Nancy B from Tennessee, that's also another nice surprise. Reef, the sea forever. Yeah, I agree. I can pick up what you're putting down. That's for sure. So let me get down. Get down, funk. Gonna funk it up. Street trash. What's up? Does anybody remember Worf's son, Alexander? I can't help but remember him every time Alex says his name. Yes, we Klingons, we fight with honor. But Dad, I want to be on a spaceship. Pew, pew, pew. I need to go through my manhood ritual and massage my weird prosthetic ridges. Yeah, I was I was gonna say Star Trek Escort. That is a different series altogether, I think. Uh, Next Generation, Enterprise, definitely, they'll pick you up. I like the Next Generation a lot. Um, Deep Space Nine for the umpteenth time, and I just watched the episode where Worf shows up for the war. Oh yeah. I haven't seen all of Deep Space Nine, but I probably should go back. Everyone talks about it. All right, enough Star Trek. Guppy Girl, also another person that just killing it on Vivi. Great looking posts and stuff. I hope now things will start to pick up and more folks will start to join also. Aaron's Water Buddies, good to see you also. Of course, I think I already said it, but Chance Larson, great to see you. And I appreciated your super chat. And Bunny Viper, what's going on? Larry D, Chili Head Aquatics, what's going on? Also, I think I saw, who else did I see? Oh, Potor, or maybe it's Po0 hello everyone. Hello Clarice. Jimmy P, that's one of the ones. Hey, what's up, Jimmy P? How you be? Chew, what's up? Going to see you. I see you. Kevin Rosenberg, what is up? Blackwater tanks for life. Yeah. And I'm trying to promote the idea, and I've said this now for 2 years, of lack water. And that's when the tank still has beneficial botanicals, but the water isn't necessarily much darker. So it could be that your Blackwater tank is actually a normal looking tank, but at the bottom there's still the leaf litter and the duff and stuff like that. Especially depending on if it's not a high light tank, then you really don't notice it. Paul McCarthy, what's going on? Always love to have one of the former Beatles in my chat. I know it's McCartney, you jerks. Don't say anything. Beta Aquatics, what's going down? Mark, what's up? Pile. Um, Geek Boy, good to see you. All right, now I'm going to scroll down. Jose Torres, also good to see you. Alexander's Aquariums. Hey, it's me, Mario. Let me get down to where we were, though, guys, so that we can start anew with the line of inquiry. Hey, Moose, good to see you. Rocky and Miles, good to see y'all. Goose Not Maverick, also great to see y'all. Claritin nasal spray, yo. Only way I get functioning nostrils like 10 months out of the year. Yeah, Goose. I have, what's it called? Afrin, I think it's called. It's like a I want to say non-steroidal. It might be steroidal though. Hey, GRB Aquatics, what's going on, buddy? So good to see you. I feel like it's been a little while, but it is lovely to have you. Master Black, also wonder to have you. Wonder to have you. Wonderful to have you. You guys, again, if you missed it, you didn't miss much, but I am intoxicated off of Benadryl. So we're gonna have fun laughing at the drunky Alex, or basically a 3-year-old who hasn't had his nap. Emma Messenger, what's going on? Feather Fin Films, I like that. Miss Kitty, hello. Steve Hubbard, hello. Um, Speaking of Blackwater, are there any botanicals that would make sense for like a tank, like Tanganyikan tank or something similar with all those minerals? Yeah, totally. So, that's kind of what I was talking about putting together as an option, and maybe something that I sell on Vivi or maybe through my own site, or just even through on here, But basically, coconut leaves and palm fronds, those work really well. Um, Sometimes the woods that have already been soaked for a long time, cholla wood that is really sun bleached, a lot of those things, all the volatile or organic compounds, and when I say that, I mean basically enzymes, proteins, things that are rather complex chemically, but that they are unstable. They rely on water and they rely on a certain temperature range. They can't freeze. They can't uh, be at boiling. There's a lot of things like that that uh, decompose. And then there's the non-organic chemistry, which sounds funny because it's in something organic, obviously. So it's all organic chemistry. But it's the things like iron and zinc and manganese and stuff like that. So yeah. Um, so Fanatical, what's up? Good to see yo. Yo. I don't know where that came from in my voice. So all right, guys. But yeah, I would say those are some really good ones. I would also say coconuts themselves work pretty well. They can vary on how much tannin they put out. And the other thing to remember is that tannins are not necessarily bad, especially if you've already got a Tanganyikan tank or a live bear tank, and you just want it to be richer in nutrients and vitamins and minerals and possible enzymes that are active in non-boiled botanicals, non-boiled or frozen, which is important to mention. Um, so yeah, I think there's going to be a lot more. I just need to experiment with more native stuff. I've tried a lot, like uh, alder, things like that, and that works well. Even though alder cones are banana strong in banana leaves is another one that I didn't even think of. Whereas banana peels are pretty darn strong in tannins. Um, and that's one where you really see the volatile organic compounds, like I was talking about. you see those break down in a banana peel quickly because of the moisture being a key part of a lot of it, and without it, it decays. Alex, I reckon it was British accent trying to break out. Yeah, could be. Shanna, how are you? Good to see you. The 186 element, good to see you. Fashionably late. Yes, yes, yes. But who isn't these days? Craig Doniger, Craig's Catfish Cave. What's up? Putter, banana peels. Yeah. And no, you can't take them and grade them and do, I'm sorry, you just can't do really anything with them, especially not with a reasonable amount of banana peels. If you're trying to alter your state of consciousness, you would probably have issues with upset stomachs and things like that from the potassium and from the tannins and the cellulose or lignin, all the other stuff that's in there that would probably not agree with your stomach. That's my guess. You probably have to have like, 500, 600 peels to get something that's like the equivalent of what like a daily multivitamin would have. But that's just a guess. I could be wrong. John Monroe, good to see you. Liquid Rock Aquatics, right on. Liquid rock. Liquid rock. Let's see here. You can compost banana peels and then I don't know. Okay, Coro. You made another comment. Let me share this. Stop, computer. You be good. Compost the banana peels in your tank, but the recipes in the we probably shouldn't say that word, but the what's a good stand-in? The crazy liberal and or right wing. When you go too far right or too far left, you end up in a shack making like survival gear and like stocking up on ammo. So it doesn't really matter. But yeah, that book, that cookbook, quote unquote, it definitely says a lot about banana peels and nutmeg, and I don't even remember. I read it when I was in high school and then again in college after it had been edited. Kevin, what's going on? How are you doing? And is this the Kevin we all know and love, or is this just a Kevin? Okay, I'm sure we know we will know you. We will love you. But I'm saying, are you Kevin with the eye dogs on a different account, or are you a different Kevin that we will know and love? Is banana peel safe for fish and snails and shrimp? I don't know, honestly. I mean, there are trace amounts of I believe it's arsenic. Is that the one it is? Or cyanide? Maybe it's cyanide. Just like in almonds or in apple seeds, I think it is. I think there's some of that kind of stuff going on with bananas if you have a huge amount and you were to refine and extract all of it out of there. But I'm not 100% on that. We'll have to double check that. But boil some grape seed. Where'd it go? Oh, boil some. All right, I got it finally. Boil some grapeseed oil and garlic. Rinse your nose with it, and it kills all the bacteria. Well, that sounds like it would work. Yeah. Who else is lurking in here tonight? Wayne's Aquatics, what's up, buddy? Um, Also, Joe MTL, what's going on? Are avocado leaves safe for the wait, where'd it go? It jumped on me. Uh, are avocado leaves safe for the aquarium? And then underneath that, I've got our boiled nutshells a good source of tannins. Peanuts are pretty cheap and their shells are fragile. Yeah, I mean, I know acorns and I know some of the other things like almonds that have a fruit around them that can be dried out into like a spongy kind of droop or date type thing, that a lot of those are used. I know that magnolia blossom and fruit, all of that is considered safe and I guess edible for humans. Now, there could be some weird sensitivity for some fish or some shrimp, but those things are listed as safe for humans. And so, what I always do is I will hop over onto Google and I will look up the material safety data sheet, or is it the data safety, the whatever. I think it's called the material data sheet. Let's see if we can pull it up on live so I can show you guys how I would start to investigate whether a specific wood or plant that I've found is going to be harmful. So all right, let's see. Share screen. Window. What is this tab? Oh, it's a bunch of fake stuff. All right, so we are in the computer. We are in the matrix now. So what I would do, so say I am looking for information on, let's go with, I don't know. Let's go with mahogany. Let's go with mahogany. Okay, guys. So mahogany wood. So I would search for it on Google, not Bing. I would go to Google. This laptop is always defaults with the preloaded Windows pack unless you like wipe it back to Unix or something. Hold on, come on. Man, this computer is giving me trouble. Okay, Google it. Oh, I was like, why are things happening in the search bar? I'm not even touching anything. Oh, interesting. Can't reach the page, can you? Is it because you're Bing and Google is Google? Let's try again. Google.com. Well, we should probably get rid of everything else. All right. This should work though. All right, so google.com, and we are going to try mahogany. So battery is running low. My PC is plugged in. Why does it say otherwise? Let's see. Did that fix it? Did that fix you? Did that fix you right up, you little battery? Oh, I see. Come undone from the wall, eh? She's come undone. She didn't know what she was looking for, but then she knew what she was headed for. But it was too late. Remind me tomorrow. I don't need. Okay, so mahogany. Sorry, guys, this is taking forever. Dealing with the squirrel trying to walk a cat on a leash. Okay, so mahogany. All right, we got the right mahogany. We know the wood exists. So, what kind of tree is mahogany? Well, if we go to good old Wikipedia, usually they're not going to be wrong on like the Latin name of something. So, we're going to use this as a shortcut. Although I would say some things that get really specific, especially in the fish, botanical, scientific, any really like whittled down and narrow view subject, that's when I don't trust it. But mahogany, I think we can probably guess that mahogany they're gonna have some options of the different species of mahogany. So here it says that there is the big leaf mahogany with this Swietenia macrophilia. And then there's the West Indian or Cuban mahogany, which is the other same genera or genus, which is sweet. I don't know how you'd say that. Sweetenia. And then there's Sweetenia humilis, and a small twisted mahogany tree, the seasonal Pacific America, that is of limited commercial utility. So that's probably not the one we're looking for. Now, trees, while there are three Swietenia species that are classified as mahogany, genuine mahogany, and other melas. Man, it's hard to even read this small when I've got everything up in a window. I need to get two monitors. Uh, can I pop this word up bigger? Meliaceae species with timber are classified as true mahogany. Some of these true mahoganies include the African genera Kaya and Endendrophragma. Okay, guys, we're just pretend I said the thing right. And also tuna, Toona. It's probably Toona, ciliate. But these are your, I guess, true mahogany. So there's a whole host of mahogany. So that's good to know. If you were looking up alders, well, son of a gun, there's more than one alder. So you'd figure out which tree or bush or plant that you have to deal with as botanicals. And this is the way of maybe educating yourself a little before just throwing things in a bucket. But you could also do that and then put like a Danio or a guppy or something that honestly isn't as precious to you if something did happen. And you could just put it in a bucket, plop the leaves in the 5 gallon bucket, put an air stone in it, bing bada boom, leave it for like 2 or 3 days and see what happens. Um, but I think it's good to start off with knowing a little bit more. So then I would go into here and I would end up seeing this is the one known for all of the furniture and artwork and things that are carved with it. But it's estimated 57,000 mahogany trees are harvested by the U.S. trade alone. Wow. All right, so let's say that we're gonna go with the one that has the name that's closest, the Soweta Mahogany. Mahogany. So now we can. Sorry, guys. I don't know why this computer is so froggy. Get back into your control bar. I can't even move the mouse right. All right. All right. So we've got the mahogany. So it's S. Moena or mahogany. And we're going to copy that, and that is what we will be doing a Google search again for. And this is helpful. Dang it. No, it's not helpful at all when Google Maps comes up. Google.com. Oh, you're just going to give me Google Maps even if I don't type it in? Google.com. What? Guys, I am so sorry. This is a cluster tonight. Okay. All right. Just let me out of maps. Let me out of. Let's go to google.com/images. All right. So we've got that mahogany plant that we were talking about. Now, it could have said something about it in that info, but who knows? So we're going to do the same search as it's referred to. So it's the Soweta mahogany. And here we get an idea of, wow, there's a whole lot of shells and bark, and also like seed dispersal mechanisms, it looks like in here. Pretty cool stuff, actually. And this is that wood. So now that we know, okay, we have the right one, it's the dark wood, we can find information about it. We can go back to this, however you say this, Sweetenia mahogany, mahogany. Come on, sorry guys, this mouse. All right, I do need to get a new computer, and when I do that, then maybe I can send this one back to Brian. But I need to get my old wings back. All right, so it tells you a little bit about it. Native to Kerala, now grows in Florida, all over the South. So discovery and uses. So this is where I'd first look into it, where you look for anything alarming. So a lot of times you'll also find more medicinal things than anything bad. But you can breeze through it and decide, like, is there an issue with this thing? Like, is it known to be harmful for any reason? And you can kind of whittle that down. So now that we've got the mahogany, it's the same mahogany too that violins and all that stuff are made out of. So that's good too. We know we're on the right track. Oh yeah, look at that. Look at that pretty tree. So then, is there anything there that tells us if it's safe or not? No. So now we can take the name, and what we can do, if the computer will let me, there we go. We can go and look up material science data sheets or database or whatnot. So safety material safety data sheets. So these the government puts these together a lot of times, and it's at academia edu. So we're going to do that, and then we're going to look up. You can either go to that site first, um, but right now, see, when I search for all of it together, it doesn't come up together as a unit, which is a little frustrating to say the least. But as we are looking here, um, we should be able to find some interesting things like PubChem and other places that right now it says we're having trouble retrieving that data. Of course you are. Of course, we pick a random one that's a pain in the butt. But look, mahogany seed oil for biodiesel. So you start to get an idea when you start researching these trees, these botanicals. Like, okay, what do they look like? Okay, what do the seed pods look like? What does the bark look like? What does the underwood look like? What does the heartwood look like? um, all that kind of stuff. And then you can think about how you would want to incorporate it as an element into your tank visually, but also get an idea of, oh, well, if they're getting a whole bunch of sap out of it, maybe that's a softer wood that's more porous, and vascular. Um, if it is something like the mahogany, where you see that furniture is being made out of it, then it's going to be a harder wood, and so there may be some issues with it for you know for kind of the same reason there could be issues with the other ones too. But let's get rid of this. So if we go to the material data sheets, and this doesn't always work, guys, obviously. But what we'll find is, so we'll go to the material safety data sheets in here, science. A lot of this you have to sign in or sign up or pay for your membership. Um, so yeah, this is going to be annoying. And we're not going to do this right now because I'm sure we can find it somewhere else. But this is all the stuff I go through whenever I do research papers and I want to use a blurb or an excerpt. You have to look up whether you are allowed to research it for free as a student, if they have student licenses, if they have library licenses, if you can read it but you just can't download it, all sorts of stupid stuff like that. And so it makes it frustrating because in Europe and a lot of other places, you can just have access to anything that was funded by public, like tax dollars and stuff like that. And that is somewhat true of the U.S. military might have something, or the U.S. Like Congress might have published some pamphlet on it. So who knows for sure? If the information's out there, but it just may not be out there readily available. You might have to dig around in like-minded or similar topics or fields, I guess, whatever you want to call it. But so we're gonna look up the assessment of textiles. So this is talking about the dyes, mahogany creates and their use, school chemistry information, building materials. I guess that doesn't tell us anything else. Um, we do know that a lot of this stuff is on. So the material data sheet, what it'll have is everything we could want to know about any industrial agent, and that counts as even woods. So let's try if we can get the material science data sheet for. We can try. Well, I won't even try it. We'll just use the Latin. But yeah. All right. So here's a phytopharmacological review from 2011. Perfect. We can download this. Um, and oh, they even have like tissue culturing and other interesting info on mahogany. But if we click on this, this should tell us um, any of the important chemicals in it. So then we can start researching if these are harmful to plants. So mahogany line is a commonly used herb in the, boy, they make that small, in the Ayurvedic medicine. This reviews supports all updated information on the phytochemical engineer. So that says phytochemical. All right, I can't read. Oh, finally the Zoom works. All right, sorry guys, I'm just a big old dumb dummy. But anyways, so now they're talking about its properties: anti-ulcer activity, antifungal activity, uh, or anti-HIV, possibly even anti-inflammatory, analgesic. And the thing is, when you see a plant with a bunch of lists of uses, you know that it must do something, and maybe either make people feel different in cultures all around the world, uh, or that it is helpful to something tangential, and their correlation is not causation and correlation are not necessarily one and the same. But this will tell you then if you're cutting it with, say, a chainsaw, that if so, the antifungal activity, it's the man, I can't talk tonight, guys. Sorry, the Benadryl's just kicking my butt. Liminoids from the S. mahogany were tested for antifungal activity against the uh, ground hut rust. I'm assuming, yeah, that's like the on leaves when they get a blight or whatever. But here we go, mexicanolide. So it's a chemical within the plant, and then you can look these up. 3B dash acetoxy mexicanolide, and that is specifically from uh, the species that's not the one we're talking about, but from the Senegalensis, one from Senegal. Uh, Reduce the number of yeah. So the fungi that's growing on the plants, it's also good for that. So you can then go through on these material data sheets and look up all the chemicals if you want to take your time. Or you can wait till I do it, and then I'll just upload it and give you a link. That works too. Oh wait, you guys aren't even seeing this. Oh my goodness, I am so sorry. You guys are probably saying, Alex, we can't see anything, you big dumb dumb. And is it because I had to enter all my security stuff? We're about to find out. Let's find out, ladies and gentle. Uh, ladies and gentle funds. Gentle funds. Dr. Pepper Fund. Man, we got another Dr. Pepper Fund donation tonight. Thank you so much, Kenny, buddy. Great to see you. And I do truly appreciate that. 20 big old dollars. What a way to start the new year. As the second super duper chat. Also, I can't see it when people are gifting memberships on StreamYard. So if anybody does that, I would love to know about it, because I need to, profusely thank those people when that goes down. I just, StreamYard can kiss my tushy some days. So if I go to share screen this time and I actually share, let's see if I can get it. Fingers crossed. Ah, we got it. All right. So here is the material data sheet, and in the original PDF, also the summary you can read, but it's going to talk about just this plant in particular. I mean, it might say that it has some chemical or whatnot that's in other plants, but you can see that it has uh, a list of the chemicals in it right here. And so if you're feeling really, I don't know, up for a challenge, you could always go grab the all these different things and look for them, like terpenes, limonoids, uh, tri- trip. See, man, I just can't even speak any of this stuff. But fragma, fragmalin. I mean, look at all the stuff that's in. And then there's anthraquinones. So quinine, terpenoids, alkaloids, cardiac glycoids, saponones, phenols, flavonoids, volatile oils, which I'm assuming that's like a flammable or somehow potentially dangerous oil or resin type thing. But then also phospholipid and long chained unsaturated fats. So this kind of gives you a breakdown of what you're looking at, and then you have to go through and check all those things. Or you could just go to like aquaticarts.com and you could go to their breeder box combos. Um, and shout out to Aquatic Arts, but also to like Tannins.com or uh, the Garden of EDER. Anybody who's selling shrimp food, shrimp stuff, and leaf material and all that, guys. Just thank you so much for doing that and for letting us know in the community. But yeah, maybe Dan's Fish too. But any case, so that's not the right one we want. We want the actual list of. We'll find it here. Remember last time when I went looking for it and I couldn't find it? That was annoying. Fish care, fish foods, aquarium, hardware. Uh, Natural leaf litter and botanicals. All right. So once you go into here, then we can really start looking at what's even available. So that's sometimes a better way to do it. But like I said, if you just are out on your property and you're like, I know there's no pesticides, I know that there was no crazy fertilizer or like X-Men radioactive, like mutant anything going on this property, and it's safe, it hasn't rotted on the ground at all, then it's safe to go out and collect these things. These shouldn't be very expensive. So for, let's see here, 5.99. Usually I see them for about $1 a piece. But you get, yeah, 5 of the bigger leaves for 5.99, which is a good deal because also shipping is way cheaper too. If I forgot to mention that, which I'm pretty sure I did not forget. But yeah, so that's the way that I would recommend researching all this stuff. And then you can kind of just figure it out working backwards. Um, and uh, you can kind of sort it out from there. Um, but if it's on sale on one of these sites, it doesn't always mean it's safe. But I can vouch for the stuff they've got and the quality of where they got it. I'm not at liberty to say anything about any of that, but because I've worked with aquatic arts in the past, I know, for instance, that certain countries handle things different ways. Certain countries they ban certain chemicals and things like DDT. Honestly, is banned in most countries, but not every single one. Yet in America, it seems like a no-brainer. But there's other things like defoliants that keep larger plants and weeds and things like that out of the way. But they'll get sprayed on a jungle, and then it'll be in the plant, making it sick, making it cause damage to other plants or whatnot. So my point is that it's good to buy it from a trusted source um, rather than um, going out and collecting it yourself until you're really sure of what you're doing and what you're bringing home as far as pathogens and things like that go. So yeah, Vigilium, hello. So that's kind of what I wanted to talk about today. Was those two things, and because the Benadryl has whooped my butt so thoroughly, we are at that 1 hour mark, and I think I'm gonna have to call it a night. But if you guys want to join me as I fall asleep into dreamland, if you want to head over to Primetime Aquatics, if someone has the link, um, Alex sent me, just send that link with you in the chat. I'd love us to show some support for his channel. Well, their channel, Joanne and Adam or Jason. See, my brain is really not working. Jason Adams over at Primetime Aquatics, because he's one of the few bigger channels now that he has over 100,000 subs, that is still doing the research and stuff. And even if I had to drunkenly, tiredly sort through this tedious process, I feel like now you know the tedium that I sometimes have to go through to get the research done. No, I'm just kidding. I wouldn't usually do any research if I was feeling this tired. But I am going to call it a night. This was kind of a pop-up replacement stream, and so we'll be streaming again normally on should be Friday. So yeah, then things should be back to normal and probably a little earlier than normal too. But I just wanted to show you guys that about how you can check anything that's edible, anything that's used as a byproduct, like cooked down into an oil or used as furniture or cut up and used as a filler for something, whatever it may be. There is going to be a material data sheet on it, or at least research from that sector or groups of businesses that use it, and then you can kind of investigate more. And usually you can get it cheaper from outside uh, any aquarium site. Just gonna say, there's probably a lot of people who are like, it's like duckweed, all the leaves they lose every year. Like, don't, whatever. Thank you. So yeah, head over to Primetime. The link, Danikin just shared it. And I hope you guys all have an absolutely wonderful evening. I'll see you in the Primetime chat. Let them know that we like what they're doing and their dedication to serious yet fun stuff, and not just sensational videos and stuff like that. I think they do a pretty good job. But I hope you all have a wonderful night. Thank you so much, members, super chatters, and people with allergies. Just an extra thanks to you. What's that?
I popped into your chat.
Oh yeah, and my wife's popping into my chat. She just popped into our DMs. Did I use that right? No. All right, guys. Well, have a good night either way. I'm gonna go DM my wife. Did I use that right? I'm gonna ping. I'll ping you. All right, guys, have a wonderful night. Thank you. I'll see you in the primetime chat if you guys want to go over there. Take care. We'll have a more lively stream on Friday.